Hi, this is Ramu, Professor of CSE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Today we are going to see the lesson 2, the variables and keywords. In the last class we have seen what are the programming languages and how high level language is different from the mission level language programming languages, and as well as what is the object oriented programming language and as well as structured programming language. And also we have seen print statement as well as the indentation. So in this class we are going to discuss about variables and keywords. So variables and keywords. The first thing is a multi-line statement. Multi-line statement. What is a multi-line statement? Suppose if you want to create, suppose for example you have a statement like this: a equal to 2, right? B equal to 3. If you want to perform operation, generally you can write a equal to a plus b. Suppose if your equation is very long, or expression is very long, so what you have to do? So you can use the slash. And you can write the remaining expression below. So like that you can use, right? So these are called the multi-line statements. So whenever you want to utilize multi-line statement, see, I'll show you an example. A equal to 2, right? A equal to 2 and b equal to 3, right? So c equal to a plus b. Generally this is the expression you are going to write, right? So print c. So after that you want to save c. After saving the file, you just compile it. F5. See, I'm getting result, right? For example, if my expression is very long, see, now also I'm getting right answer. For example, if I don't know this operation, see, if I remove this one, then try it. What happened? It generated an error because it is an invalid syntax. So if you want to write the multi-line statements, you should use slash. See, now I'm getting the answer. The purpose of the multi-line statements is only if your expression is very large. So at that moment you are going to use this slash, right? I hope you people good with the multi-line statements, right? Next, quotations in Python. So we have different kinds of quotations. See, so this is the single quote. This is a single quote, right? You know already double quote also. Python support triple quote quotations also. Triple quote. Okay, single quote, double quote, triple quote. If you have this idea on C language, so generally if you represent the single quote for the character, right? Double quote for the string. But Python supports single quote is also for the strings. There is no separate character type in Python. So you have only string type. You don't have a character type. Okay, na? So, and what about the triple quote? So if you want to write the multi-line strings, like it's a paragraph. If you want to write the paragraph, then that situation you can use the triple quotation. Triple quotation purpose is so when you want to write the paragraph. When you want to write the paragraph, at that moment you can use the triple quotation. We'll see one by one, right? It's a sentence. Generally they wrote like this, but it is not exactly true. So even the same statement you can write within the single quote also. This one is also will work. There is no issue. Okay, na? So these two are the interchangeable. So you can use either single quote or double quote. Both are interchangeable. So I'll tell you the difference. When exactly single quote is useful and when the double quote is useful, I'll tell you while doing the practical. Okay. So coming to the next thing, see here I'm going to write multiple lines. See, it's the first line and this is the second line. So it means paragraph. I'm going to write the paragraph. For the paragraphs, you should use a triple quotation. Triple quotation. This is also, so you can use a single quote with 3 quotes, or you can just use a double quotes with like this. So these two are also interchangeable. These two are also interchangeable. I hope you people are clear. So up to now we know only 2 types of quotations: single quote, double quote. But Python supports triple quotation also. Python support triple quotation. That is the difference between the C and C Python, right? So we'll see a small demo on the quotations. See, for example, how C A equal to I'm going to write IARE, right? So if I print A, see, if you execute the program, see, I'm getting IARE, right? I'm getting IARE, right? I'm getting IARE. For example, sir, what happened if I changed this with single quotation? See, nothing will happen. This is also true. This is also true. So we can use either single quotation or double quotation. Single quotation or double quotation. Both will work. Both will work. Okay. So what happen if I use one side is double quotation and another side is single quotation? So this side is I'm going to use double quotation, but this side I'm going to use single quotation only. See what happened. So this will not accept by your interpreter because it is an invalid syntax. You should close the quotation which you open. Okay. So be clear with that. Be clear with that. So you should use double quotation only. You should use double quotation only. Right? Double quotation only. See, now it will work fine. Okay. I hope people are clear with the single and double quotation. Single and double quotation. Now we are going to see how to use the triple quotation. Triple quotation. See, IARE is a good college. Right? I'm going to write like this. See, if you execute this program, I'm getting an error. ELO while scanning the string literals. So I'm getting this error. So the reason is it is in just string. So we cannot use double quotes for the multiple lines. Means if you want to write the paragraph. So for that situations, you should use triple quotation. Right? So end with. Now it will work fine. Check it. See, IARE is a good college. Right? Is this clear? Okay. So next, suppose I have it is a single statement, single line, right? It is a single line. I hope you people are clear with the double quotation, single quotation, and triple quotation. Now my task is see, I want to print IARE within the single quote. I want to print IARE within the single quote. So what should I do? See, if you want to print a single quote, or if you want to use a double quote. So for those two situations, you should very clear. See, suppose if I'm going to print a single quotation means, see, if you run this program, yes, now I'm getting a single quote, right? For IARE, I'm getting a single quote. For example, I want to use double quotation. For IARE. Double quotation for IARE. See, what happened? What will happen? See, it generates an error. So I hope you people may understood here. So please remember one thing. If you want to print as a double quote, you should use single quote as an entire print statement. See, now it will work fine. Now see, IARE getting the two double quotation, right? So please remember one thing. If you want to print double quote in the console, you should use as a single quotation for the printf. if you want to print a single quotation in the quotation in the console, if you want to print a single quotation in the console, then you should use double quotation in the printf, the vice versa. So please remember these 2 points. Okay, so if you want to print single quotation in the console, then you should use double quotation in the printf. Suppose if you want to print the double quotation in the console, then you should use single quotation in the printf. I hope you people are clear, right? So next, so comments. So what is the comments? What is the purpose of the comments? Generally, the comments are used. The main purpose is for the documentation purpose. Documentation purpose. Because so now you have created one program. So maybe after 6 months you may open that program. So you don't know what is that program. So what is the concept behind the program? You may forgot all the things. You may forgot all the things because you created the program the long back. That is why. So to overcome the situation as well as the client. Suppose if you hand over your program to the client. So clients need to understand what is the particular function or what is the purpose of the program. You need the customer needs the client needs to know. So for that purpose, you need to use the comments. The comments main purpose to understand the concept, the program or the statement. Simply it is a documentation purpose. It is a simply documentation purpose. Okay. So see, Python supports 2 types of command. What is called comments? So first one is a single line comment. First one is a single line comment. See, if you want to use it in single line, then you should use a hash. Hash. So hash is a symbol for the single line quotation. Single line quotation. I will demonstrate, so no need to worry. So you just note it down. First note down this one. See, hash. Hash is a symbol for a single line quotation. Single line quotation. See, if you want to write a multi-line quotation, multi-line quotation. Suppose your description is very huge. Your description is very huge. Then you should. So every line, it is not required to use a quotation. Instead of that, you just use triple quotation. Triple quotation for the comments. Whatever you write inside these quotations, all is considered as a comments. So the interpreter doesn't execute these statements. The interpreter doesn't execute these statements. It's simply so it is a user purpose. It is simply user purpose to understand the program or the particular statements. Right? Right? So the next thing is line separator, semicolon. Generally, you may see that the semicolon is very important in a C perspective. Semicolon is very important in the C perspective. Every statement ends with the semicolon. Every statement ends with the semicolon. But Python, no need to write the semicolon. But if you want to write a two statements in the single line. Two statements in the single line. For example, see, print hi. Okay, write like this. And we're going to write one more printf here. One more printf here. See, hello. Then you should use semicolon here because it is a line separator. It is a line separator. So for that situation only you are going to use a semicolon. Otherwise, no need to use a semicolon. Semicolon purpose is when you are going to write two statements in a single line. So in that situation, you should use a semicolon to separate the two statements. Okay, I hope you people are clear with that, right? So here I'm going to demonstrate how to use a comments, right? For example, see, this is a simple program, right? This is a simple program, but you no need to worry on the simple program. Suppose you got one project. So this is an ATM and you have banking, so many projects. You have thousands of projects are there. You're doing involved in thousands of projects. You have thousands of programs are there. But if you suddenly open one program, so you don't know what is the code because the code is nearly 500 to 600 lines. It is tough to understand the 500 to 600 lines to spend time, right? To overcome that, simply you can mention that is a program name or a description. Program name as a program name or description of the program. Right? For example, this is a single line comment. It's a single line comment. See, if you execute the program, it will execute fine. Right? So whatever you wrote in comments, that will never go for the execution. The main purpose of the comments is for the user's perspective. And also, if you write a comments, So the client or some other person treated as your good programmer, because the good programmers follows your rules. The rule is you should mention the documentation for the each and every statement, where it is required, where it is required. For example, I have a two lines of description is a simple program. It is going to print. It is going to print print a small message, right? Two lines are there. See, this will work fine. But so you don't like to include the hash every time. So for that situation, simply you are going to use triple quotation, triple quotation, triple quotation. See, triple quotation. Now it will work fine. The same. Instead of using the two hash, you used a triple quotation concept. See, here you can replace with a single quotation with double quotes also. This will see. Now you're getting a right answer, right? So the both are right. You can use it three single quotes or three double quotes. Both will work for a comments as well as string also, as well as paragraph also, right? Is this clear? Please note down all these things, right? Right. We have seen comments and quotations. Now we are going to see multiple assignments. The first we have seen multi-line assignment, right? So now we are going to see multiple assignments. Suppose you want to assign A equal to 1, B equal to 1, C equal to 1. Generally this is the procedure, right? Suppose if you want to assign all the statements in a single line, then you should use A equal to, B equal to, C equal to 1, right? A equal to, B equal to, C equal to 1, right? So all are same. So these two equations are equal. These two equations are equal, right? So next one more thing. A comma B comma C equal to means now we're going to assign a different kind of values. Three variables are there, but you are going to assign a different kinds of variables. See, A comma B comma C is an integer, and is also integer, and this is a string, right? This is a string. So this also will work fine, because so multiple arguments will assigning the multiple values. Assigning the multiple values to the multiple arguments, multiple variables, right? So we'll see the demonstration on this. Next, values and types. So you know one thing, Python is a typeless language. So just now already you've seen, right? Here I mentioned A, but I didn't mention which is the type. Is it integer or float or character? I'm not mentioning anything, right? It is a typeless language. So interpreter is very intelligent to identify which type it is. It is a very intelligent. So that is why. So no need to use a type. No need to mention the type. So the interpreter is analyze and it decide. So what is the number and what is the string or what is the decimal. So it can identify and it can evaluate accordingly. So no need to worry on the types, right? Is it integer or a float or character? What is it? This is the type. So no need to worry on the data types, right? So it is very simple. You just go for the program without worrying the. So what is the data type, right? Values and types. See, a value is one of the basic thing in the program. So value may be anything. So value may be anything, right? Basic thing in the program, like a letter or a number. Value may be a letter or a number. Okay, na? So as a character or a number also, whatever it may be, right? See, the value we have seen as far 1, 2, 3 in the hello world, all these are the values. So values may be a character or a string or a integer, right? Next, see, for example, I want to find the type of the given value. See, type is a function. Please note down. Type is a function. Type is a function. it returns it returns it returns type of the given value, type of the given value. Please note down this point. Given value, right? Given value. So if we execute this statement, see, it will give like this. See, everything is a class because Python is an object-oriented programming language, right? So that is why it gives class string. Class string. So string is a type. Hello world is a string, right? That is why it returns string, right? So for example, if you see type 17, you know very well 17 means it is an integer, right? It is an integer, right? So this type will return C, class int. So int is a okay, the given value is integer type. The given value is integer type. That is why it returns int. That is why it is written int, right? So now we'll see the demonstration. See, I'm going to remove all these things. See, so A equal to B equal to C equal to 1. See, multiple assignment. See, print A comma B comma C, right? Again, I'm going to give different values A, B, C, right? Equal to, so 2 comma 3.4 comma IARE, right? String IARE. Now see what happened here. We execute the program. Yes, I'm getting right answer. Initially the values are assigned with the 3 ones for each variable. But the next time I change the data. So first one I'm getting the 2, 3.4 and IARE, right? Right? Is this clear? So please note down. It's a very simple thing. So multiple assignments. Now I want to know one thing. What is the type of A? What is the type of B? What is the type of C? So this time if you use a type is a function. Just now I said, na? So type is a function. It is the what is the type of the given variable? What is the type of the given variable? So for that purpose we are going to use a type is a function. Type is a function. See, if you execute this program, see what it will return. See, class of int, class of float, class of string. Because first value is integer, that is why it returns class int. Next value is float, that is why it returns class float. The next value, last value is class string, right? Right? So I hope you clear with that. So please note down, type is a function. It returns the type of the given variable. It returns the type of the given variable, right? So next, so what is the answer for this question? I have given one question, right? So what is the output of this one? Print of 1 0 0 0 0. See, if you execute this statement in your compiler, your interpreter, your IDE, then return, see, first return 1 as it is, right? Next for 2 zeros, right? So please note that the compiler, the interpreter can take this is the one statement, and this is the one statement, and this is the one another statement, right? So for the first time, first statement it prints 1. For the next statement 2 zeros, right? 2 zeros by default it takes the value as 0 only, because so it's a comma separated means comma is another statement. It is not related to the my statement. So that is why the comma represents double zeros are not related to the 1. It is related to the some other thing. That is other statement, right? So next triple zero also. So triple zero value is 0 only, na? That is why the compiler treats. So it prints the output is 1 space 0 space 0. Like that it will generate. Don't confuse. The output will get that 1 0 0 0 0, because so this is the comma means every comma separated statement is a separate statement for the execution, right? Next, variables. So variables are generally used for the storing of data or values, which we discussed in the just now, right? See, so one of the most powerful feature of programming language is the ability to manipulate the variables. The language, which language is to manipulate variables efficiently. That is the most popular language, become the popular language, right? So that is why Python is that much important. Wow. And a variable name is referred as a value. A variable name that refers to a value. So, for example, A is a variable name that refers to a value. That refers to a value, right? That refers to one value. See, so message is a message. See, message is a variable. Message is a variable or identifier also. It is also called as an identifier, right? It is also called as an identifier. See, message is a variable and this is the value. So value may be either a character type or integer type. This is a value, that's all. So this name is pointing to the value. The variable name is pointing to the value. See, n equal to 17. So n is a variable and it is pointing to the 17 value. See, pi is a value, right? It is pointing to the again some 3.7. That's a number globally. So if you print n means, so what is the value in this n? What is the value in the n? Yes, 17, right? So it will print 17. So if you print pi means you know that the pi value is 3.1415. So this number is a long number. So that will print. Please note that the variable is an identifier, also called as an identifier, to pointing to the values. To finding the values, right? Is this clear? But you need to clear with the one thing. So how we need to write the variable names? Every name is a value or everything is a value. So please remember the first point. Point number 1. Variable name should starts with character or underscore. Character or underscore. The first rule is all the variables starts with character or underscore. And second thing, variable is a combination of characters, digits and underscore. Third rule, variables doesn't allow any special symbols other than underscore. It allows only underscore as a special symbol. Okay, it doesn't allow any special symbols. Right? So next, fourth point, keywords. So the variables doesn't allow the keywords. So what is the meaning of keyword? We'll see in the next slide. So please note these 4 points. The first point is the variables should starts with either underscore or character. Alphabet, not character, or everything is a character, right? So alphabet or underscore. Second, point number 2. So the variable name is a combination of integer and alphabets and underscore, right? So third point, the variable doesn't allow any special symbols other than underscore. The last one, Python is also not allow any keywords. Keywords is a reserved words. We'll discuss in the next slide. Okay, I hope you already seen all these things, assignments and everything, right? So the demo is not required for this. See, is this a valid variable? Check it once. It is not valid variable. The reason behind that. So just now what I said, the variable name should starts with either character, either alphabet or underscore. But here see, 76, right? 76 is a number, right? That is why it generated an error. Say syntax error is an invalid syntax. It is an invalid syntax, right? So next, more at. So is this right as a variable? No. Why? So as per the third rule, variable doesn't contains any special symbols other than underscore. The variable doesn't contains any special symbols other than underscore, right? But it has at symbol, right? At symbol it doesn't allow. At symbol It doesn't allow. It doesn't allow. Next, class. So it not starts with it does not start with any character, sorry, any number, as well as is a valid, right? It is a valid variable. It is a valid variable. But see, the class is a keyword. Class is a keyword. So what is the keyword? So what is the purpose of the keyword? Means the keywords are also called as a reserved words. Keywords are also called as a reserved words. These words are used by the developer for the while implementation of the Python IDE or Python software, right? So you don't have a provision to use those kind of keywords, those kinds of keyword, right? It generates a syntax error. It generates a syntax error. See, these all are the keywords. You don't have a provision to use these keywords as your variables. You don't have a provision to use these keywords as your variables, right? So let us see some examples. See, I'm going to delete this one. See, class equal to 5, right? 4. So if I'm going to print, no need to write. See, if you run this program, see, it generates an error. It is an invalid syntax. It is an invalid syntax. Okay. So is it valid? 2a equal to 5. 2a equal to 5. Is it valid? Is this valid? No, it is also not valid. It is also not valid. The reason is it started with a. It started with digit, right? So always the variable starts with either alphabet or underscore, right? So can I write like this? Can I write like this? Now check it. Now I'm getting. So the program is executed successfully. The program got executed successfully. Now there is no error in this program because the variable starts with underscore, right? So can I write like this? Underscore 2a. Why not? Why not? It is also acceptable. It is also acceptable, right? So please remember one thing: the variable name should start with either underscore or alphabet. Either underscore or alphabet, right? So it started with underscore, right? There is no issue on that, right? So for example, sir, can I write for as a variable, sir? No, it doesn't allow. The reason behind that is so for is a keyword, right? For is a keyword. So I have one more doubt. Sir, we are going to write a print, right? For printing something. Can I write like this, sir? Print. Yes. It doesn't generate an error. But see, if you're going to print something, see what happened. It generates an error. Because print used as a to store the variable, used as variable, right? Used as a variable, and you assign the value to the 5. If you want to use the print to print the data, it generates an error. Right? So please remember. So all user defined predefined functions and keywords don't use as your variables. That is the primary thing. Okay, na? I hope you clear with this class, right? So today in this class we have seen the first multi-line statements. After that, comments. Next, quotations, right? Values, variables, right? Keywords. So all the things we covered in this class. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.